What's up, guys? Logan Moore here from DualShockers.com, and we just got done watching EA's press conference here at EA Play a couple days before E3 kicks off. And overall, it was a pretty good showing. We saw, I think, what we expected. So if you're expecting a lot of big reveals from EA to maybe revive some old franchises, that's not what we got. Instead, we saw a lot of what they have coming up over the next year, which is obviously Battlefield 5 being their big release for later this fall, along with all of their sports titles. And then we also saw Anthem, which now has a release date for February 22nd of 2019. So that was the big game they highlighted at the end of the show. I think that's the game in their lineup that a lot of people are the most excited about. If you're a fan of their original indie games, though, that they've been doing recently, we saw the sequel to Unravel 2, which Shadow dropped today, so you can go pick that up right now. And we also saw Sea of Solitude, or SOS as the developer kept referring to it as, and that looks like it is coming out early in 2019. We're going to get out of here. We're going to head back to our Airbnb, and we're going to discuss this a little bit more with some of the rest of our team members and see what they thought of it. And so we'll see you over there in just a minute. All right, what's up, guys? We're back here. We've just gotten back to our Airbnb. Like I said, Michael's here. We were at EA Play this morning. Overall, what'd you think about the conference?
I thought this conference was pretty solid. I just think it was expected. Like, everything that was seen there was expected, except for some of like the indie games that were there. Even though Unravel, I guess, was because it got like leaked this morning.
Yeah, they shadow dropped that, even though I think we had heard rumors that that was supposed to exist.
Yeah, but you know, it showed all the sports stuff like usual. Anthem was a pretty cool thing to see in action and getting a lot more details than we did from last year. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, overall, like it just was what I think we all expected. I don't think there was any. I mean, I wrote a piece about Skate 4. I really wanted it to happen. It totally was not going to happen, but it was wishful thinking. And I think it seems like a lot of people wanted that for some reason. but yeah, like it was fine. It was good.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with EA Play, and I mentioned this in our previous piece on Show Floor, was that like they haven't really deviated the past few years during their conference away from what they're releasing in that given fiscal year. So it made sense for them to tease the upcoming Star Wars game for next year as kind of like, hey, this is what we'll be talking about next year at E3. That'll probably be their highlighted game. And then to then highlight Battlefield for this fall, and then obviously Anthem for next February now. Let's talk about Anthem just a little bit more in depth, because that was obviously the big thing, because we haven't heard about that game since last year at E3. How are you feeling about it overall based on what they showed?
I think gameplay-wise, I think it looks pretty good. I love the numbers fine. That's always something that I love about like Borderlands or Destiny or something like that. But like, the world seems like, to me, it seems like a little generic. It kind of actually reminded me of Titanfall a little bit in ways, just by look and like all the weird flying creatures that you have no idea what they're there for at all. But yeah, like it seems all solid and everything. I'm like cautiously optimistic about it because I think BioWare makes great games. And hearing about their story thing was interesting. It's an interesting take on how they're doing that, where if it's supposed to be like a fully fleshed out world where, you know, the story progresses as time goes, like in real time, I guess. It's not just like one story thing. So I mean, like all of that seems like good on paper, and I just hope that it gets executed well when it comes out in February.
Yeah, it seems really ambitious. Again, the things they were saying, you and I were talking during the conference, like, we'll have to wait and see if they actually follow up on those things, because, I mean, they're saying it up front. We'll have to, yeah, I don't know. Well, it'll just have to be a wait and see thing after launch, and we'll have to see how they continue supporting the game after that. I think there's a lot of reason to be hopeful. Again, the thing I keep saying is that it just looks like an Iron Man sim, which I'm down to play. The gameplay looks great. They were really trying to hone in on the story and the world, but I feel like they kind of did a poor job of that because I don't really know anything further about the story and the world than I did before. But I'm still really excited. Let's touch on Battlefield real quick because I know that's the other big one. We're going to be going and playing that actually in a couple hours, so we'll have our impressions up on the site, so be sure to check that out. What did you think about what they showed there?
Well, the whole Battle Royale announcement seemed like it was going to happen.
First Battle Royale announcement of the show. We'll keep a tally.
Yeah. And to me, like, that game, I think out of all of the, like, between Call of Duty and Battlefield, I think that one fits it more just because there's already a bunch of players, like, in one map in the first place. So I think out of all of them, I thought that one made sense. I want to see how that works out, though, just because, like, are they going to do the same thing where it's, like, singles, duos, squads, or whatever, or is it going to be something different? I don't know. But yeah, like, it's just the story stuff looked good, the trailer looked good for it, and I don't know. I play Battlefield like every year, so I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah.
I think you and I are the Battlefield guys on staff. We'll each be playing it at some point over the next 2 days. And like I said, we'll have our impressions for that up on the site as well. There's a ton of other things they talked about today as well that I don't think we're going to get into. Again, we mentioned Unravel 2 is out now, so you can check that out. Sea of Solitude, SOS, is the other big indie game they've got coming out. Early 2019 that we mentioned. I think we might be able to play that as well. We'll have to see. I don't really know if we have an appointment for that or Unravel when we get over there. So, yeah, I mean, stay tuned to the site over the next couple days. Stay tuned to the YouTube channel. We'll have some gameplay footage up for Battlefield 5 because we're going to a capture event later. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. So subscribe on the channel if you want to see more of that. And then, yeah, keep an eye out over the next coming days because I think we will have previews up for all of their sports games, the Command & Conquer mobile game, which we didn't really talk about, which kind of dragged on too long in the conference. We will be playing that as well, and we'll have some impressions and interviews with developers up on the site and stuff like that. So, yeah, stay tuned to DualShockers over the next couple days. We have a ton of E3 stuff in the pipeline. This is just kind of the first wave of it. So we will keep you in tune, and be sure to subscribe and all that other stuff I already mentioned. Until then, we will see you next time.